Ooh, I'm on air. Oh, I'm just sitting here waiting for it to kick in, and it already has. Yeah, I think I'm in one of those moods today, guys. You know, when you get high on life and love and feel full up on love and everything, it's only a matter of time before the ego comes along and pulls the rug from under me. Feeling a bit today, but I've decided just to carry on doing my thing, sharing what I'm meant to be sharing. I just sort of realised that my entire life has been given, really, as a gift and a tool that points to truth, divine truth. And you know, when you're living your life, you're actually caught up in the midst of it all. You don't actually know what's going on. You can't see the wood for the trees, so you just live it. And you're not really in tune to anything that's going on around you. Well, at least I wasn't anyway. Until, of course, I had my experience with Jesus, and he was teaching me one-on-one. And even at the time I didn't have the Course in Miracles, he was teaching me from A Course in Miracles. And he said to me one day, you know, everything's a cycle. In your terms, you're calling it cycles of abuse, and you think that these cycles have gone on from lifetime to lifetime, even though the Course will say that the Holy Son of God cannot incarnate into flesh, not once or many times. But from the observer point of view, when we actually identify with the body, it feels like a lifetime. And the observer, of course, is seeing the form change, the projection change, and so it seems like there's many, many, many lifetimes, but it's all just one dream. But in my head I was thinking, you know, lifetimes and cycles of abuse between lifetimes, and really what I was pointed to was that the cycles are actually running in the lifetime. Not necessarily between lifetimes, but in the lifetime. The cycles are still going. And Jesus said to me that the world was over long ago, and this is just a memory of it, and it's like almost like the brain being a supercomputer that's got a program in it. You know, the little disc that you put in, it's been pre-programmed, and it's running, and this program is the memories that keep getting rehashed and projected and rehashed and projected over and over and over and over again. He said it was all just thought, all just memory, all just the past, all rehashed and played out again, rehashed and played out again. I never really considered it before, and Jesus asked me to pick up a pad of paper and this pencil, and he asked me to see if I could identify any patterns or cycles within this lifetime. So I did just that, and I was quite shocked at what I found. I was just gobsmacked, amazed. It was as if this storyline for me this time was as it was on, or was all a part of the divine plan that was pointing to truth, and it was saying, yeah, it is just a rehash of memories. It's just a rehash that's going round and round and round, and to make it more profound for me this time, and to make me see and understand it more clearly, there was a divine plan that helped me with that, and I never even knew until I put this pencil to paper what I was going to find. What I found was that, say as a child, for instance, there was this projected unit which I called a family, and there was a mother and a father, 2 brothers, and a baby girl, which was me. So in this family unit, my father's initials were JB. His name was John. My mother, she was a bit of a lost soul, looking for love in all the wrong places. She met my father and they got into an abusive, violent relationship, and they had 2 boys and a girl in that order. So this was the projected family unit. And in that unit, I played the role of the victim. The program that was running for me was victim. And I was the little girl in this scene. My mother, she became pregnant when she was 15. Obviously, she was in the violent relationship. She was with my dad, initials JB, name John, who was born on the northeast coast of England into a docking family. So of course, when he left school, he went in to the hereditary line of receiving the right to work as a docker as well. So he was a docker, and there was lots of abuse going on in the relationship. So my mother left after 10 years in the relationship. She left all her children, including me, who was 5 at the time, and she suffered from guilt. She punished herself around that issue. Then my father, he was, well, not made redundant, but he was offered money to leave his job, and I think he took a £30,000 payoff, and he left the dock. He bought a taxi and became a taxi man. So that was all that sort of program, the storyline there. Yeah, when I put my pen to paper, what I found in the next cycle was that now it was the same family unit, it was the same projected image, yeah, I just switched roles, and now I was playing the victim mother. And what I found was the story was the same, the program was the same, and in the fact that, like my mother, I entered into an abusive relationship. Like my mother, I became pregnant when I was 15. Like my mother, I married a man with the initials JB, whose name was John, who was also born on the northeast coast of England into a docking family. And again, in that family relationship, there was 2 boys and a girl again, even born at the same times of years, even in the same order. Everything was the same, except I was playing a different role. There was lots of violence, and after 10 years, I left the marriage exactly as my mother had done, and I ended up losing my children and suffered massively from guilt. So, but the thing is, then my husband worked on the dock the same as my father, and he was paid off at age 30. He took 30,000 in redundancy money. He bought a taxi and then became a taxi man. And so exactly what I played off in the first projected storyline it was happening again in the same cycle. It just meant I'd taken a different role this time, but it was the same stuff. And because it was identical in what was going on, and even the names and all the details were the same. The only thing that changed was my role within it, my projected role within it. And so my father and my husband have the same name, the same initials, born into the same area, the same family, the same job history, everything was the same. It was identical. And that just really, really blew me away when I actually saw that in black and white. Yet, I never knew it until I put that pen to paper. I never knew it. And so I could really make sense of what Jesus was saying, that it was, the world was over long ago and this is just a memory of it, getting projected out again and again and again. Just shifted around. And what happened after that, when, of course, I left like my mother left, and you'd think that'd be it, but no, it wasn't. The same pattern started playing again. I got into a domestic violence relationship, same period of time. Maybe it was a bit 7 years. So the first time was 10 years, but still, the violence there was heavy. Again, there was marriage. Again, there was 3 children. Again, 2 boys and a girl. Again, boys were born at the same time of year, born in the same sexual order. They weighed exactly the same. Both boys' first time rounds were 8 pounds, and the girl was 7 pounds 3. Second time round, both boys were 8 pounds, and the girl was 7 pounds 3. So I actually identified the cycles within this storyline now that's playing out, and so I could really relate to Jesus saying that this world was over long ago, and if this is just a memory, it's just projected images, thoughts from memory, from past, and I really, really identified from that, just from looking at those cycles. And I thought, wow. So what really needs to happen is I need to smash that cycle. This lifetime, this storyline, I need to smash that cycle. Of course, I can't do that on my own. So it's like I bring the Holy Spirit into the picture, and the Holy Spirit's like the antivirus software, and yeah, that's what happens. I choose to have Holy Spirit software, and when that Holy Spirit software gets punched in, then all judgment starts being removed, all meaning starts being removed, and all the past let go of, and just programs of forgiveness, and it all looks completely different, and the cycles get smashed. I'm happy to say, as far as I am concerned, the cycles have been smashed now. Yeah, but it's just really interesting when you start looking at the dynamics of what's gone on. It's just plain as the nose on the end of my face, and just crazy to think that I'm just running a program, and just thank God that I've got the Holy Spirit antivirus software, and I guess when he cleans up the disk and the sleeping mind starts to waken,